Toby, come. Whoa, easy, Samson. Easy, Samson. Easy, man. So I want to talk to you guys today about my 2020 duck plans and how many ducks I'm planning to raise and what types of ducks I'm planning on raising and how I'm going to get them and where I'm going to get them. And I'm going to go through all of that today. And also, say hi to Samson. He and his serious big duck energy are really factoring into my duck plans this year. Isn't that right, Samson? Ah! Woo! So as far as my farm plans go for 2020, I really am still only planning on focusing on 3 major things. 1 is raising all of the trees in our permaculture orchard. 2 is continuing to raise more and more geese for meat. And 3 is raising our ducks. Well, I've found the goose business to be rather lucrative from a meat perspective. And by the way, lucrative is a very relative term in the farming world. I mean, like, we're talking baby lucrative, baby lucrative. Not really lucrative at all. I feel like ducks are just a really important part of our farm. I enjoy them as animals. I feel like I've gotten very good at taking care of them. And so really this year, I'm gonna be expanding out the number of ducks I raise, but I'm gonna be doing it a little differently than I tried to do it last year. All right, everybody's accounted for, including the little baby duck. I think I have a situation where it's 3 mommies and 1 baby. As some of you might recall, last year I had that failed experiment where I tried to let my khaki Campbell ducks hatch their own eggs naturally, and I wasted a whole bunch of eggs and had a couple of ducklings die, and ended up only having 1 actual duckling survive into duckhood, which was kind of a mess and a disaster. But this year my plan is to focus on raising more ducks that I hatch myself. You know, I dabbled a little bit with hatching last year and had some pretty good results, and so I really want to double and triple down with that. That means hatching more geese, that means hatching more ducks, that means probably hatching a couple more chickens, and it might even mean hatching something like turkeys or guinea fowl, but nothing to share just yet on that front. But I do plan to hatch my own ducks, hatch ducks from the eggs that I have from the ducks here, as well as hatch some duck eggs from other places, including I'm planning on introducing Muscovy ducks into the mix. For those of you not familiar, Muscovies are a somewhat distant duck cousin relative. They don't quack as much, they don't lay as much, they're a little bit bigger. And I'm gonna experiment with raising Muscovy ducks for meat. I'm also planning on experimenting with hybrid ducks, you know, like where I take 2 different species of ducks and have them breed. Half shark, alligator, half man. And that's actually where my big buddy Samson comes into play. Samson is a pekin duck. He is just a massive beast of a bird. He is got a great temperament. Even though he doesn't like to be held all that much. We hatched him last year. He's the son of Samuel and Jemima Puddle Duck, who are our original first 2 pekins on the farm. And my plan is actually to have Samson take a few of the khaki Campbell ducks off to the side, and I'm gonna breed them together. My hope is that this might actually make like the ultimate homestead dual purpose duck. And so I'm not sure if that's gonna work or not, but it's worth a shot, and so I've got the ducks to do it, so I'm gonna give it a try. I'll probably end up segregating a couple of the khaki Campbell ducks and Samson, put them off to the side, and let them do their duck breeding thing and see what sort of results I get. I'm also gonna try to crossbreed the offspring of Jemima Puddle Duck, who is Samson's mother, with a couple of our khaki Campbell drakes and see what that produces as well. I'm not exactly sure which will work better, whether it's gonna be the pekin father or the pekin mother that gives the big body. Based on a few things that I've read, I think actually the father duck is the one that passes on the egg laying gene. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm still just banking on Samson's gigantic duck energy to pass along to a next generation and see how big they get. I've also got a couple of Cayuga ducks that are on loan from some friends. I've been watching them all winter. I'm gonna try to breed them as crossbreeds with both the pekin and the khaki Campbell as well, and see what sort of birds that produces. You get it? You get it, Pablo? So as I've said, Lucky's now gone. We're down to 2 chickens. We got Marguerite here, who is the healthy hen who's doing really well. And then inside the holding tank, this is Henrietta. Hey girl. Come on out. I got you, it's okay. So Henrietta is just not doing all that good right now. So what's happened is, as you've seen in some of the other videos, Lucky the rooster really beat up on Henrietta, and she was in rough shape. And on top of that, Lucky was getting just really aggressive with Allison and me, and so we decided to sentence him to the dinner table. And so I thought all of our problems with Henrietta here were going to be over and she'd heal up and be fine, but apparently Marguerite, the other hen, she really started picking at her and has opened up a serious infected wound. And so we have now completely separated the 2 chickens. So we've got Henrietta now living inside this pen. I keep her caged up at night in a smaller cage to really keep her protected from like a predator who might try to reach in. This is Allison's absolute favorite bird on the farm at this point, and Allison is giving her so much love and care and attention. She is changing dressings regularly. She is cleaning the infection. She's applying the antibiotic ointment, doing everything she can. I just don't know if she's going to get better or not. Even last night as we were looking at things, the wound itself looked pretty gosh darn infected, and I'm admittedly very worried about this one. She's a very, very sweet bird, and I'd hate to lose her. That's kind of sometimes the tough part of raising animals, is dealing with problems, especially health problems. So one of the things I'm going to do in 2020 with my big duck plans is also change up how I do my brooding. So in years past, I have taken a room in the barn that used to be a cooler room for the milk, because this used to be an old dairy barn, and I would turn it into a brooder for the ducklings or goslings that I would be raising. This year I'm going to be changing some things up, and as part of my attempt to add more permanent infrastructure, I'm actually going to be building a couple of small brooders right here. And I actually talked a little bit about this on the Goldshaw Farm podcast not too long ago. The plan is I'm going to build little sheds, like they're going to be probably like 7x8 sheds, and I'm probably going to start with at least 2 of them. And inside those sheds, I'll be able to brood a significant number of birds. And as part of it, you know, around these sheds, my plan is to like make these like little tunnels that shoot off the sheds. The reason for this is, you know, typically when I'm raising the ducklings or the goslings in the milk cooler room, what I would find is it would work great for the first week and a half, 2 weeks or so. But then as the birds got bigger, they needed more space, and they were making a bigger and bigger mess. And so what my idea is, in creating a couple of these tunnels off the side of these brooder sheds, I'm going to be able to give them access during the day to outside, but then bring them inside at night to keep them warm and keep them safe. There's going to be like hardware cloth around the tunnels so nothing can really get to them. But the idea is, yeah, by having this protection, they can actually get exposure to pasture. The earlier exposing them to pasture, the better off they do. They just seem healthier, more vigorous. And so I'm gonna create a couple of brooder sheds right out around this area somewhere here. I'm gonna be also doing some sort of work with water and electricity, where I'm gonna be running an electrical line into the barn. You can actually see the old electrical box right there. There used to be electricity, but we pulled it out because it was a fire hazard. So my plan is to run both electrical and water out to here, which will be nice because then it's going to be easier to water all the adult ducks as well as take care of the younger birds. And because I have electricity out here, I might even do stuff like start streaming live feeds of the ducks so people can watch it. I know that that's something you guys have been asking for, and so I might try to make that happen. So to just summarize, little brooder sheds. They're gonna be pretty awesome in design, and I'll show you how I build them pretty quickly, easily, and cheaply. New water and electrical lines that run all the way through here. And yeah, it's gonna create an opportunity to house everybody right in here. That's probably gonna be one of the biggest infrastructure projects I take on this year.